It's Michael Kazerooni, Chief of Police for the town of Kentwood.
Thank you, Chief, for allowing me to come into your office and have this interview. This is Antoinette Harrell from Tangent Commentaries. I would like to ask you a few questions. You've been in office now more than a year and a half. Please describe 3 specific accomplishments in your local government law enforcement that you consider to be the most significant.
Well, first and foremost, when I took office, we updated our fleet of police cars. The fleet that we had was outdated, high mileage vehicles that were significantly unreliable. So together with city government, we secured the purchase of 4 new Dodge Chargers. In addition, we have 2 more Ford police vehicles coming through a USDA grant. Secondly, and I'll show you later on, we recently updated our squad room back there with installing another desktop workstation for the officers to come in. We've put paint on the walls and done some things in there to make it a little more user friendly. And I think thirdly is we just updated the atmosphere of the police department.
Explain your approach to promoting the concept of community-oriented policing throughout all sections of the police department, to the Kentwood Council and to the community.
Community-oriented policing has been around since the beginning. I mean, it is actually the foundation of policing. And any policeman that's been around for a few years can remember the concept of community-oriented policing. It's basically getting back to the roots of policing and getting in touch and engaged with the community and your people that you serve, and getting to know them and know what they're doing and know what they expect of you and what you should expect of them. And once you build that rapport with your community and your constituents, or whatever you want to call them, the people that you serve, you build that relation, and believe it or not, a lot of crimes get solved from that. But once you build that rapport and you build that relationship, you can talk to them, and once they realize that you and them are working together for the betterment of your town or your area, they're more open to talking to you and letting you know when things are happening or not happening, and just doing things such as that.
Well, you're a chief in a town where everybody's basically related, or they go to school, went to school together, to church. Is that difficult when a crime has been committed by someone that is in the family to report? What is your percentages of those type of cases?
I'm going to tell you, that's a yes and no answer. A lot of people, of course, believe family comes first, and it does. And they do everything they can to take care of their family. But at the same time, we're fortunate in town that most of our citizens are hardworking people. They work hard for what they get, and family or not, they get upset when something happens to their property or themselves.
Based upon your knowledge of the town and its demographics and residents, identify the problem areas you would like to focus more upon, and how do you intend to undertake the task addressing the problems in that community?
Well, based on what you just said, our demographics in our town period, one thing I would like to see, and I'm going to segue into our other questions, more interaction with juveniles, more relationships with them, getting them, keeping them busy. A lot of times the juveniles in this area, they don't have nothing to keep them busy. Whether it be a poor home life or other reasons, they turn to the streets and end up doing stuff they shouldn't do. So the thing is, we have to engage the community, engage our juveniles, engage our kids, and let them know that there are other alternatives to doing the wrong thing. And once we do that, and let them know that someone actually cares about them and not just trying to harass them, then I think they will understand that we're all working towards that common goal.
And that brings me to the next question. How do you address juvenile crimes, since there's no after-school programs, no mentoring programs, or summer programs for the youth here?
Yeah. The problem with the juvenile crimes is it's a multifold problem. that parental enforcement is not there, or reinforcement is not there as it was when I was coming up. And so there's no consequences to their actions. Now, addressing the juvenile crimes is going to take more than this police chief or this police department. It's going to take a look at or overhaul by the juvenile justice system.
Well as community centers,
as well as community
and
centers.
Summer programs.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I found, Chief, in doing an assessment throughout the parish, starting from Kentwood, basically going up to Natalbany, there is not one community center, community enrichment resource center, where the young people can go after school.
I'm a firm believer in the saying that it takes community to raise a child, and we used to have that here. And some of us still believe
so many
in that.
Communities.
Absolutely, but it's just not there anymore. And you know, it's not just the parents' fault, I'm gonna say, you know, because work comes into play now. Most parents have two jobs, you know, and they're trying to make ends meet, and it's a task, but we got to find some solution to get these kids channeled and get them steered in the right direction. And the only way that's going to happen is we have to get parental involvement. I was speaking with the principal at the elementary school a few days ago, and one of the parents come up there, and the first thing out of their mouth was, "What did the teacher do to my child?" You know, that never happened when I was coming up. You know, right, wrong, or indifferent, the teacher or the authoritative figure was always right. You dealt with it. Your parents dealt with it with you. And if there was a problem, then they talked to the teacher or the principal aside, and you never knew anything about it. When what we're doing now, when we're taking the kid's side on everything, is we're teaching them that it's okay if you don't like what the teacher or whoever the authoritative figure tells you. All you gotta do is tell your parents and tell these kids.
So it's a partnership with the community.
Absolutely.
On every level. Certainly, I would like to see, as the citizens and residents of Kentwood, to see community centers. I lived in New Orleans, and every district had community centers. Every district.
And you know, and that's the thing. I don't recall Kentwood ever having a community rec district or whatever. The parents' house, the houses, our friend's house was our rec district. You know, we went across the street, went next door, we played, we did whatever, and then we went home. But that would definitely help.
I heard you say at the last council meeting here that citizens do not like to report the crimes. If there's a crime that someone see in their community, what professional advice can you give to that person?
Well, the state police adopted a saying a couple of years ago with their reporting system, and it's simply, if you see something, say something. This police chief or this police department, or any police chief or police department for that matter, cannot give the citizens what they deserve as far as investigating and successfully solving crimes if we never know anything about it. But the professional advice was, if you see something, say something. Call us. You don't necessarily have to leave your name. You don't necessarily have to be indicated in the report as a reporting person. Just let us know, because we cannot do anything unless we know about it.
So you really are saying to the people that live here, make the phone call.
That's right.
Now, if it's a non-emergency issue, is it the 985-229-6305?
Yes, ma'am. The police department's number is that 985-229-6305. That is our emergency as well as non-emergency number. Of course, for extreme emergencies or any emergency, anytime you feel it necessary, 911 is always available, and they will get in touch with us. But for any police-related matters, that number 985-229-6305 is the number to call. We put this desk in to offer not one but two workstations. We had one workstation in here in the recent past, but now we have two workstations because I have two officers on duty at each time, so they both can work on reports or whatever at the same time. And then we got paint and painted it up and just put a little, it's not completely finished, but we are working on it. We installed a fingerprint station that we haven't had in the past, so now we can do the fingerprints. And there's a few more additions that I'm going to make.
So